Stuart, how's the squad looking after the night?
I think we're going to have a few missing from the group the other night, unfortunately. I think we could be 2 or 3 down from the squad that was available to us the other night, so not ideal. Brad Lyons is suspended, which is the obvious one, and then we need to assess another couple, but there's a couple that are doubts. I think when you get this time of year and the string of games, then it's a possibility, so it then starts to open up other opportunities. And we always spoke about trying to, over this 7-day period of 3 games, we need to keep our team as fresh as we possibly can, make sure we've got plenty of energy in it. So these are the things you've got to deal with. Not ideal, but that's the most honest version of the situation.
Obviously, you're going to the game with a bit of a boost, obviously, with the way the game ended on Wednesday. You've got to take advantage of that kind of lift as well. Yeah,
not just how the game ended. I think there was aspects within it that we wanted and we were looking for. It was always going to be a difficult game, but I think we all start to laugh and talk about the XG is the thing that we now want to bang on about. But I think you would see statistically that Hearts' goalkeeper made more saves than our goalkeeper. So I think that was a positive for us to take from the game. I thought at times we defended pretty well, and the point felt a wee bit different for the Dundee United point, with all due respect, where you're ahead and you're pegged back, and to be able to score in the 90th minute gives us a good feeling, and it obviously takes us into another tough game. I've already spoken about the fact that I think sometimes we forget it. I think in this recent run of games that we've been to Celtic Park, Ibrox and Tynecastle, so we've not had things particularly easy. There's been a number of tough games in there. I'm just selecting those 3 because that's within the top 3 in the division, obviously. So it's been a difficult spell, and it becomes another difficult game for us again on Saturday.
Yeah, how do you go into this game in a kind of good frame of mind? Rangers have obviously had a couple of draws as well. Is it kind of all to play for? You think with the way that you've been here over the last wee while as well?
It's no change of mindset for any of the games we've had. We've went in with the intentions to try and win every single game. I just feel that when you're coming up against a team, I think it's been documented, or what you guys are putting out there, that Rangers have spent in the regions of £30 million. It's a different world that we live in from them, but that doesn't mean to say that you don't feel that you can go and get a result and put in a really strong performance and see where it takes you on Saturday. And as I say, drawing on some of the elements we've had in the last couple of games, I think will set us in good stead, and then it's just about building that confidence. I think that you could see a really upbeat dressing room, especially on Wednesday, but players need those little shoots to start to believe in. They've taken a few blows over the last number of weeks. We all have here at Kilmarnock, and we own that and we take it and on the chin, but it's nice to see some of the players having that wee bit more belief, and for me, if we get that, we've got a group of players that have already shown several times over the course of the season that they can be really, really strong in this league and they can be really competitive. And for me, it's just been trying to build that mindset back to where I felt we were. I think there's been a few factors which have helped that, getting 1 or 2 players back from injury, having that real competition for places in the squad starts to help it, and then obviously results are the biggest catalyst.
You mentioned, just finally for me, you mentioned in that run of 6 games, the concentration, maybe it was just lapses of concentration that were costing you goals as well. What's been the difference maybe the last couple of games, do you think, when you managed to kind of get these points?
We've tried to simplify it as much as we possibly can. We felt there's similar situations that were hurting us in stages of games. It could be set plays, it could be balls through particular areas of the pitch. So again, working on it is a huge part. Analysing it's a big part, but as I always go back to, it's that emotional intelligence at the time. So it's just trying to install as much confidence into good players to believe that they're good players. That's how I see it. Not switching off in those moments, not trying to take a mental breather. How do you do that? It always comes down to the individual, but it needs to be supported by us here as a staff. And for me, it's not chucking people on the bus, it's not lambasting people all the time. Yes, folk will need a jag, but it's identifying it and understanding how you make it better. And for me, concentration in football matches, concentration against good teams is pivotal to get anything out of the game.
How much encouragement do you take from the impact of all the substitutes? The other night, obviously could go through and name how they all kind of managed to impact on the game, but obviously you're saying there's a few doubts for tomorrow's game, but it just shows you that there is competition in places, you know.
Yeah, losing a few as it looks like is obviously going to hamper your options, but you're absolutely right to mention it, and I felt that's us getting back to kind of where we were earlier in the season. I spoke so much about the subs having such a big impact. I felt that plenty, if not all, the players contributed to the start of the game as well, because we know things start to open up, tension creeps in, a little bit of pressure maybe coming for the stands at Tynecastle when it's only 1-0, so there's a varying number of factors, but I felt that the substitutes did really help us, but that's not to say the guys that started, but it's just trying to get that blend to make sure that you start and you contribute, you come off the bench and you have an impact as well.
First starts for Jack and Tyrese, are they now ready to contribute?
Yeah, I think we'll just need to assess them, Roger, to be honest with you, and see how they're feeling, because I think with Jack, I think his last start was sometime around about the middle of January. Tyrese has obviously missed a fair amount of football, but we've been working hard with him on the training pitch, but there's no substitute for that playing competitive minutes. But yeah, we hope both players can sort of kick on and get more minutes under their belt.
Stuart, having a chance to ask you, having a chance to ask you about Max, since Max put his statement out after the pre-match on Tuesday, telling everybody what he's gone through and how he is. Has it been strange managing a situation like that? And you also must be delighted that it looks as if everyone's been successful. I
always say that I feel that I've seen over the years of managing, I've seen absolutely everything. That's safe to say this wasn't a situation that I'd ever seen, and obviously I've had to kind of tiptoe into it with the information that I've been putting out there. Max has made a kind of personal statement. The club will do their own bit in the coming days, as kind of promised. I think if you dip your head out that door, you'll see him running around the pitch at this minute in time. For me, I need to go on record and saying it's one of the most inspirational things I've seen from an individual. But the guy's a walking miracle in his recovery. I think you could see that it's had an impact on everybody at the football club, that situation being delivered, that news. You know, how can I say that it's affected me when it's the individual that's given that news? But he's just over 2 weeks post open heart surgery, 10 days after open heart surgery, 7 days, whatever, after open heart surgery, he's out jogging. I think 3 days after, he's out doing 5,000 steps, and I think a lot of this information is now going back to the surgeons and the specialists, and they're absolutely blown away by what he's been able to achieve and what he's been able to do at this point. And he's just really shown everybody that desire to get back and play and help the football club. You know, so for me, we always talk about having a burning desire to contribute and to do something. I think when you've been through an experience like that, then I think it just I think it's the type of thing that gives the rest of the players a lift. We've had him in the dressing room Saturday against Dundee United. We've had him back in the dressing room and travelled with us to Tynecastle, and you can see that's having an impact on the rest of the players. Now, I know he can't play, but he's certainly helping us off the field. But I think he helps us when we're having a wee look onto the pitch and seeing him out at 8:30 this morning out running.
He'll be about tomorrow night, comfortably.
And hopefully he'll be about tomorrow night again. But yeah, he's obviously still got a number of weeks to go and a lot of things, a lot of steps to get through. But from the point of view of being through what he's done to where he is, I think it's quite remarkable, to be honest with you. It's not an ankle, it's not a knee. You know, it's an organ which is vital to us all. And I think I'd probably just like to finish saying on that as well. I keep going back to this this screening programme that we've got in Scotland. And I think we need to celebrate that. I think this is an instance where it shows it's so worthwhile and something that we're fortunate to have in the game in this country.